Was it the voice? Was it the fire burning in me? All of the noise turned into choirs of harmony. Left me with the pieces of forever that you broke. But since you left me alone, I've been high.
Hello friends, welcome back to another video, or if you are new here, welcome. It seems crazy to already be saying that summer vacation is coming to an end and people are going to be starting to head back to school. I know some of you have already started school, which it just seems so crazy. It seems like summer just started. I know many of you enjoy my meal idea videos, and with everyone starting to get back into their fall routines and their school routines, I thought it would be a good time to share a super simple weeknight meal idea with you guys. So we are starting in the garden today, and then we will head inside and cook dinner together. I saw this butterfly outside while I was editing my video today, and I just had to get some footage of it. I thought it was so beautiful. I think it had something wrong with one of its wings though. It wasn't moving too much or too quickly, but I just thought it was so pretty, and on the underside it had even brighter colors. I needed to get some work done on the kids' curriculum, but before I dove into that, I wanted to try this coffee recipe that I keep seeing circulating online. And if there's anything about me, it is that I am a total sucker for the things online. I always want to try them. So this is the newest version that I keep seeing. I think it's called a brown sugar shaken espresso. There are several different versions of this recipe. The one that I was following, it has you use 2 teaspoons of the Nescafe Gold Blonde Instant Espresso powder. And then you put in, it just said brown sugar, and I wasn't sure. The video looked as if they used 2 teaspoons again, and if I said tablespoons, I meant teaspoons of the espresso powder. So 2 teaspoons of that, 2 teaspoons of the brown sugar, a sprinkle of cinnamon, again they didn't say, and then you put 2 ounces of warm water into the jar and shake it really well. It kind of becomes like frothy, foamy. To this mixture, then you'll add ice, and then there's kind of a variety of things that you can do. And again, the recipe really doesn't say how much of anything, so I kind of just measured with my heart and added a splash of half and half. And then I also have my own sweet cream that I make at home, so I added a little bit of that too. And you'll stir it up. I also added a dash of cinnamon on top, and really, there was not a lot of measurements, but it was really, really good. And I can't wait to kind of like mix this up. You could use oat milk, you can use almond milk, you could really do, whatever you want and make it your own. Add in like some protein powder, that would be great, I'm sure. But yeah, that was a really great afternoon treat, and something that I'm kind of looking forward to mixing it up a little bit and finding other ways to make it a little bit more healthier, but still a nice treat to have in the afternoon. Everyone has kind of retreated to their own spaces and are working on various things, so I took the time this afternoon to work on some of our curriculum. We are starting in about a week on our school stuff. When is it that you guys are going back to school, or have you already started? I know my friends in Illinois, they go back around like the middle of the month, so it is mind-blowing to me that it is like summer is basically over, and it's so sad. I have officially moved on to making dinner, and if you're curious what we're having tonight, I am making burger bowls. This is something that I have made on my channel before, but it is one of my family's favorites, and I'm making it a little different. I think I make it probably different each time. The best thing about these is you can really personalize them and make it whatever you want, and I almost feel like it is very similar to like a taco night, like Taco Tuesday. You have a bunch of different sides and everybody just makes their own. Well, that is kind of the gist of burger bowls around here too. We'll have a bed of lettuce. I have 2 pounds of ground beef going on the stove, and while that is cooking, I also have some tea going on the stove, and I'm just picking up the kitchen. Fun fact about me is I have to be in the kitchen whenever I'm making tea. I don't know what it is, but there's like a running joke in my family that the tea is not done unless it has boiled over onto the stove. I cannot remember to manage the tea if my life depended on it. So I always have to remain in the kitchen while the tea is going on the stove, and that is kind of why it is going now, and I am staying in the kitchen and picking up, and just I like to tidy as I go. I feel like that is the best way to not have a huge disaster after dinner time. So I always clean as I go. I tidy up. I make sure that before I even start dinner, I usually will make sure that the dishes that are in the sink from like lunch or throughout the day, I'll make sure that they are in the dishwasher. And that way, when everybody is done with dinner, they can just rinse them off and put them in the dishwasher. But so you saw I had hamburger going on the stove, and I'm going to be throwing in some French fries. I don't usually do that, I don't think. I think I usually do like sweet potatoes, like I'll just roast them in the oven or something, in which I really love that, but my kids aren't always a fan of that, and I wanted them to enjoy this meal, so that is what I'm doing. I'm going to put in some fries, and I'm just going to put a couple in everybody's burger bowl, and that way everybody can just have a couple and it be still, somewhat healthy. This is kind of how my dinners go around here. They are not always just me making. I'm always doing a million things. I am like an expert multitasker, I swear. But one thing I learned last year with okra is so you know how you only get a couple at a time, and then you're like, what am I supposed to do with like these 3 okras? There was a lady online that said that if you cut them up and you put them into a bag of flour or like seasoning, like a mixture, like if you're gonna fry them, I guess that is. If you're gonna do something else, then obviously you wouldn't do this, but that is generally how we do it. I love pickled okra, but I have never pickled it before. So, and I only usually get a couple at a time. So anyway, you can put them into some flour and seasoning in a Ziploc bag, and then put that in the freezer until you have an entire batch. And it works so well. It was such an amazing idea. So anyway, that is what I am doing here while dinner is kind of going on the stove and in the oven. But now that I have that done, I'm moving back over to the sides for my burger bowls. And again, this can really be whatever you want it to be. I am wanting it to be mostly a bed of lettuce, so I am going to put out a bunch of shredded lettuce, and then I added some just baby spinach to that to kind of beef it up, and then I actually will add more in because I wanted that to be, it was almost like a burger salad, but burger bowls, my kids they'll eat that more than a burger salad, I think. I cut up some red onion. We just did like a variety of things, some tomatoes, jalapenos from the garden. I really love doing that like all summer long. I swear, tomatoes and jalapenos from the garden are like the best ever. My favorite things. So I love using those all summer long. My boys and me, my daughter's the only one that doesn't like pickles in our house, so I'm just cutting up some pickles for everybody to sprinkle on their burger bowls. whatever you want to do, whatever you usually have on your burgers. You could do like bacon. I do put cheese on. I'll make like a sauce, but a lot of people will do like a Thousand Island, which is really good, and that ends up being more like a Big Mac. So if you like the Big Mac salads, my kids love Big Mac salads. I usually will use like a Thousand Island dressing, but for these I wanted my daughter to be able to enjoy them, and she is not huge on like dressings unless they're homemade, and she doesn't care for Thousand Island. So I will make my own, and it's kind of, I called it a garlic aioli. I don't really know what it is, something that I just threw together. But I love recipes like these because if you are on any kind of diet like I currently am, I talked about it in my last video, I have been doing a lot of like boiled chicken, but you can really customize these bowls to be whatever you want. You can even use like a turkey, ground turkey if you wanted. You could leave it off if you wanted to do that. I guess it wouldn't really be a burger bowl if you did that. But anyway, you can really make them however you want and add in a ton of vegetables and just like a little bit of meat, or no sauce, a little bit of sauce, however you want to do it. And it really works well to kind of cater to everybody's taste and diet and everything like that. So I really love meals like this that are so versatile and can be adapted to so many different things. This is the sauce that I'm making to go over top of the burger bowls, just because we are a saucy family and I always feel like there has to be some type of sauce. So I again just winged this. I added a couple scoops of mayo, a couple little squirts of Dijon mustard, a good amount of garlic. I would say about a teaspoon and a half, just a little couple squirts of lemon juice. You can of course use an actual lemon, or even the zest of that would be good. And then I mixed that up, and I wanted it to be a little bit more thinner, so I did add water. You could add milk, you could add sour cream, you could probably add like parsley, and do whatever you want to do. But that is what I did for this. I got it to the consistency that I was wanting, and then I just topped the bowls with this, depending on if the person wanted it or not. The fries, again, were just kind of an added bonus. I don't usually add those. I'll usually do like sweet potatoes. You could do normal potatoes. You could totally just not do any of it. You could, do tater tots or wedges, however you want to do it. But I thought that my kids would enjoy that, and we had a random bag of them in the freezer, so why not? I'm going to quickly assemble everybody's burger bowls for tonight's dinner, but what did you think of tonight's dinner idea? Have you tried burger bowls before, or is this a new concept for you? I know that the times that I've posted about these in the past, people are generally pretty excited about it. They're usually a pretty big hit on my channel, so I love sharing them. But also, do you guys have any like quick weeknight dinner ideas that you want to share with me? I would love to try some of your guys' ideas. So if you have anything, please post them down below. I think that would be so cool to share some of your guys' recipes too. And if you're looking for more meal ideas, I will have a video posted this Friday with more meal ideas for you guys. So be sure to like and subscribe if you're wanting to follow along for that. But this is how dinner turned out. It was fabulous. It was so easy and super quick. But that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I know today's video was a lot shorter than normal, but I really appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.